Good morning, students. As we have seen in last session that we are now moving towards our next chapter, which is chapter number 2, and it is based on 8051 Assembly Language Programming. So moving ahead with the next chapter, till now, we understood that the most widely used registers are, or the most general purpose register are register A, register B, register R0 to R7, that is R0, R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6 and R7. Then DPTR, which is data pointer register, and PC register, which we call program counter register. Here all the registers are 8-bit registers except the data pointer and program counter register, as data pointer and program counter are 16-bit registers. Register A is used for all arithmetic and logic instructions. So whenever you are performing any ALU related operation, register A will be used for storing the by default data after that specific operation or that specific instruction. Let's see some simple instructions, that is move and add instruction. Now this is the format of move instruction. MOV is the mnemonics of move instruction. If you want to copy some data from any source register to destination register, you will use move instruction. The syntax for this instruction will be move destination register and comma source register. So first, once you are writing the MOV mnemonics for move instruction, then you will mention the destination register where after movement you are going to save your data. So A is your destination register, hash 55H. Now in microprocessor, microcontroller, whenever you are understanding any instruction set, always remember one thing, that the data which you are saving here is in hexadecimal format. That's why 55H is written. H stands for hexadecimal format. Hexadecimal is base 16 format. It will include numbers 0 to 9 and alphabet A to F. So whenever you are copying or moving any data or you are mentioning any data, you have to include first hash symbol and then you have to mention your data. So this is the general format for writing any instruction. Now in the second instruction, move R0, A. So here A is the source register and R0 is the destination register. This instruction means that you have to move the data of A register to R0 register. Same way, the other examples are also given in this slide. You can see and look at it. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. It will simply move data from destination register to source register. Next instruction is add instruction. Now add instruction will perform addition of source register data and destination register data, and it will save the final answer or output after addition in the destination register. Here you can see A is the destination register, accumulator is the destination register. Add A comma source, it will add the data of source register as well as the data present in accumulator, and it will save the final answer or final output after addition into accumulator register. Now let's take an example. In A register we have data 25H. After instruction move a comma hash 25h. Next instruction says that in R2 register data is 34h after implementing move R2 comma hash 34h. So now whenever you are going to perform addition, add a comma R2, it will add the content or it will add the data of both the registers, a register as well as R2 register, and here in the format destination register is A. So it will save the answer of addition in A register. It will update the value of A register by the final output of addition of both the register. So here initially A register was having the data 25h and R2 register was having the data 34h. After performing addition operation, A plus R2, the final output 25 plus 34 will be 59h. It will be saved in the accumulator register. I hope this instruction is clear to you. Let's move ahead. Now the second topic is Introduction to 8051 Assembly Programming. Now we have seen just one or two instruction. Now if you are writing any program, if we are coding or if we are programming, at that time the thing you have to keep in mind is initially you have to mention the address from where we are starting our program. So ORG stands for originating address. Initially your program counter will be reset. It will be set at 000H. 16-bit program counter is there, so it will be reset initially. So it will be starting from 0000H. So your originating address here is 0H. So the instruction org0h will give you the originating address from where we are starting our program. Once the originating address is predefined, then we can start writing our program. So here the program is written for moving some data in some register and then some addition operation is performed, and that addition operation is performed many times until the loop is over. So the last instruction is for looping instruction that we will see further. So in this format you are going to write the program. Comma, after comma whatever you are writing will be treated as comment. So this syntax you have to keep in mind while writing your program. So this is the general format of writing any assembly program. So label stands for any name of loop which you are going to define if you want to continuously perform that operation. And mnemonic stands for the instruction syntax which you are going to mention here. Move, MOV, add, ADD, all these are mnemonics. Whatever instruction or operation you are going to perform, the mnemonics for that operation you have to mention here. Operands will be your register set on which you are going to perform the operation. Operands are the registers on which you are going to perform operation. Comma comment. So after mentioning comma, you can write down any kind of data. It will be treated as a comment. This is the flow diagram of writing any assembly 8051 program. It will start with the editor program. Editor program will include the window where you are going to write your program. You can edit it, and once the program is ready, the next stage comes is assembler program. Once the program is written properly by editor, now the second stage it will be performed for assembling the program. The third stage is linker program. Once you have assembled the program or run the program, now it will start linking the data with the register set mentioned in the program. So that is linker program. And at the final stage, it will be the final output program. Output will be generated at the end. So that will be in terms of hex file. Now if you want to connect with the hardware, if you want to run that program on hardware kit, you have to simply dump this hex file into your 8051 controller. So this is the final stage from editor program to assembler program. Third stage is linker program and fourth stage is final output program. Now let's understand about the A51 and object file. ASM file is the source file and assembler require this file which have A51 extension. This file is created by the editor and this editor will be any kind of software like Notepad or Microvision editor, whatever software you are using for writing the program. Once you have written the program, you have to save that file in ASM or A51 format. ASM file is having extension A51. Now Microvision assembler converts the A51 assembly language instruction into machine language and provides the object file. Assembler produces the LST file. In LST file, you will have the list of data which is linked with that specific register. Now, what is exactly this list file? LST file is useful for the programmers because it is having the list of addresses and opcodes where your data is saved. So it will help in detecting errors which are created at the time of assembling the program. Microvision assumes that the list file is not wanted unless you indicate what you want to produce. This file is accessible by editor such as Notepad and it is displayed on monitor or sent via printer to produce a hard copy. So this LST file or list file is used to indicate or detect syntax error. Only after fixing all the errors, the indicated LST file goes for the next step, which is the object file. So object file is ready to the input of linker program. So this LST file basically includes the list of opcodes and addresses to check whether there is any error or not at the time of assembling any program. Once everything is clear in LST file, it will generate the OBJ, that is the object file, and that object file will go as an input to the linker program. Now the program counter and ROM space in 8051. So program counter in 8051 is of 16 bit. So it is wide of 16 bits, so it can have an excess of address from 0000 to FFFFH. The maximum limit of 16-bit data is FFFFH. So total it has 64 kilobytes of code. Now whenever the microcontroller wakes up or it is made on, whenever 8051 is powered on, at that time it will be in the reset mode initially. So the memory address will be 0000H. So the first opcode or the first address of ROM or memory space will be 0000H. Now whenever we are placing any code in memory or ROM, at that time we are going to allocate the initial location at 0000. From that we will start writing our first instruction. Now 8051 data types and directives. These are the data types and directives of 8051. DB stands for defining byte. ORG stands for writing the originating address. Equate stands for equating any specific value to the variable. And end directive is used for ending the program. So DB, that is defined byte, is used whenever you want to define any particular byte of data to any variable name. So once you have defined initially in the program, then inside program you have to just mention the variable name. It will by default take the value of that variable which you have defined in the initial stage of program at the time of compilation. ORG stands for originating address. Originating address is defined in the initial of any program to define the starting address of your program code. Equate directive is used if you want to assign any specific value to any specific variable, and inside program if you want to just use that variable name, then you can use the EQU directive. End directive is used to end the specific operation or task which is going on during program. Now rules for labels in assembly program. If you want to define label or loop name or any kind of name to the label, there are certain rules. Each label name must be unique. First character has to be alphabet only, and reserved words must not be used as label. For example, if I am having label name same as the mnemonics name of addition, you cannot use add as label name because it is already stored as instruction name in the 8051 memory. So reserved words should not be used. It should be unique, like add 123 you can use as a label, or loop 1, loop 2, any kind of such names can be used as label which are not there in memory of mnemonics of 8051 instruction set. So this is the program status word register of 8051. This we have already discussed. It's just the revision that in PSW program status word register, there are various flags like carry flag which will be generated whenever there is a carry from D7 bit. Auxiliary carry is generated whenever you are adding two numbers and there is a carry generated from D3 to D4 bit. So whenever there is a carry generated from lower nibble to higher nibble, auxiliary carry flag will be set. F0 is user defined flag. It will be used based on the requirement or application of user for general purpose. RS1 and R0 are register bank selector bit 1 and 0. OV is the overflow flag when the register content is overloaded with the size of data, then overflow flag will be set. P is the parity flag. It will be set or clear based on the number of ones present in the data. If the number of ones in accumulator are odd, then parity flag will be set, and if the number of ones in the accumulator data are even, then it will be reset. These are the addresses for register bank selector bit RS1 and R0. So we have seen one or two instructions today. Same way the other instructions are also there. Add with carry, SUBB is subtract with borrow, multiplication, division. Then this is directly add as a decimal accumulator, rotate with carry, rotate right through carry, rotate left through carry. So all these instructions are ALU instructions. Other logical instructions are also there, which is logical and logical or. The working is just the same, which we have discussed. Instead of add, it will perform logical and or logical or between the two data. So just look to these instructions, and if you have any query, do ask me. This is the RAM space allocation in 8051. From 00 to 07, it is allocated to register bank 0. From 08 to 0F, it is allocated to register bank 1. From 10 to 17, it is allocated to register bank 2. From 18 to 1F address, register bank 3. From 20 to 2F address, it is allocated to RAM space. And from 30H to 7FH, these addresses are available to Scratchpad RAM. So this are the banks, register banks available in 8051, and these are their RAM addresses. These are their memory addresses. For temporary storage of data, these register banks can be used as they are allocated with specific RAM addresses. So how you want to switch the register bank? For that, you need to remember the address allocated to that specific register bank. Based on this table, you can set the value in PSW register and you can obtain that specific register bank for saving the temporary data. This is the workspace of Kale software. Kale simulator you might have used in 8085. Same software can be used here in 8051. So the window of Kale software looks like this whenever you are performing the running or compilation of program. You can see the output of registers over here in this screen. This is the output window where you can see whatever final output is generated at specific addresses or location. It is a 128 byte memory space used by Kale simulator. Okay, so we are ending this session here. Your today's task after watching this video is to write an assembly program for addition and subtraction, and you have to write the register contents in comment line once the program is executed. Thank you.